I just have a few guys now and again asking how to use the generator to charge on an LVX6048WP. Okay, so what we've done a setup over here. We've got a Harbor Freight generator. This thing runs at like 62.9 hertz, so just barely on the threshold. All right, Predator 900. Then I got two lithium iron phosphate batteries in parallel over here just for the experiment, and then a breaker. This normally runs without a battery, charging the vehicle. We've got the AC input wire over there. Let's zoom in here. The AC input wire going nowhere. There it is, empty. All right, there's my socket for AC utility power, but right now nothing in there. All right, there's my AC output over there. That's wired to this box here, and there's just a breaker box there, and that's wired to the NEMA 50 amp plug, and we use that for EV charging. Okay, then we got the battery connected up over there. So I'm just showing there's nothing strange over here. We got the generator wired. I just had a 3-wire connection. I used excuse the green over there, that should be white. That's why I put tape on it, so it's black and white. And that's the plug over there. So I haven't used the ground wire. In my case I've used the green wire as neutral, and then white and black as hot 1 and hot 2. Okay, just to get this test running. And that's wired into the generator inputs over there. You can see generator L1, L2, and generator neutral. Okay, so this is white, not ground. All right, white, neutral. Okay, so what we've done is, and I'll give you a list of settings. I'll put this up in the description over here. And so a whole list of settings. Here's the list of settings we've done. Okay, from setting 1, that's 120. I can scroll through this quickly or slowly so that you can pause the video when you need to, and go through that 1920. Okay, and the firmware that we are running in this is, I apologize for the video, we're out in the sun over here. This inverter is installed outdoors, so if you want to see the firmware, you could just push the down button a few times. All right, it'll tell you how many kilowatt hours, etc, etc. But keep pushing the down button. There we go, U1. The U1 number is 1.035. This is the latest firmware we have, and there's two firmwares. There's a firmware for the inverter and then a firmware for the display. All right, let me push one more down, and that is going to be U2, and that's 14.15. That's available on our website. So that's the latest firmware we're running over here. Okay, so now it's going to get very noisy. I'm going to start up the generator. But what you're going to see over here is the APL. Let me get to a spot where I can see. The APL is going to start flashing. You're going to see 120 volts over here. And you're not going to hear me for a while. You're just going to see what's going to happen. And I've got it set to 20 amps charging because I don't want to charge. We will first want to see if it's working before we really nail it. Okay, so you can see over here I've got AC output, and the way to get AC output on this unit is to hold down the enter button. All right, give it the cold start on the side. If you start with battery, cold start over there, then it'll start up, and then you hold down the enter button for a while, and the enter button will turn the AC output on. Turning the escape button for a while will turn the AC output off, and you'll notice over here to click over there, AC output now turns off. But for this case I'm going to leave the AC output on, because usually you got AC output on when you're busy charging. So I'm going to hold down the enter button for a while, and you'll see that little bar come up around the edge over there. And I apologize again for the video quality. This is outdoors. So there's the AC output over there. The banner has come up, so we know that very shortly the 120 volts is going to appear. Okay, the next thing I want you to notice is this is where we're charging. We've got two lithium batteries over here. That's the cutout voltage over there, 48.1. It says end, and it says amps discharging, 0 amps discharging right now, and that's the battery voltage. What we're going to see is this is going to say charging, and then we're going to say 20 amps because that's where we set it to. So we're going to start the generator now, and we're going to see 120 volts start up over there. Then we're going to see a line appear, and it's going to say right going into the battery. Okay, so let's start up the noisy generator. Hit the start button there. see the line appeared over there. Alright. Okay, there's the frequency, 62.4, right on the edge. And there you see charging, 19 amps. And there's the line from there to the charging, 19 amps charging, and off it goes. Okay. We saw it charging right there. Turn the generator off right now. And so now I've disconnected the generator and we can plug the AC power in right now. Just plug the AC plugs there together. Okay. And what we'll see now is this is now if we have utility power coming in. Okay. 120 volts over there. And then we're going to see the charging amps, and there it's also going to charge at nearly 20 amps, 17 amps right now. So I set it to 20, so it's probably got some self-consumption. There we go, 19 amps. So there we go, that's charging now from the AC input, and I also showed you now charging from the generator input. Okay, so this WP model, we're using it to power and charge our electric vehicles outside completely, under this awning here made of solar panels, and no batteries connected. Only got batteries connected now for this particular demonstration of how to generate a charge, but we just have solar coming directly in. And I turned the solar off right now, if you noticed. Put your hand back there please, Eric, to get some shadow off here. There we go. Let me turn the solar back on the side there, and you'll notice immediately that's the solar panel voltage. And we've got this thing set to 20 amps maximum charging, so we're only going to get 20 amps from the solar panels and everything. And if we go into the settings menu, the settings menu, maybe I should have showed you that as well. You hold down the up and down buttons together, it says escape, and you can look at the manual. I've got the battery type set to use, and I've got it set to 20 amps total to charge the battery, and I'm going to, let's say, make it 50 amps to be good, and push escape. And that's how you get to the settings, and then hopefully there we go, our charging just jumps straight to 50 amps. Okay, and there's two settings. There's one for utility charging and there's one for total charging amps. We're looking at the total charging amps. So utility and solar will not be charging this battery more than 50 amps. And we like to do that. We like to do maybe 20 amps per 100 amp hours of battery. And I've got two 100 amp hour batteries in here, so I'm pushing it at 25 amps per battery. Okay, so if you had more batteries, you can push it to more amps. 20 amps per 100 amp hours is my rule of thumb. And like I showed before, this is how you do the settings. You push the up and down buttons together like that. Let's go, it'll beep like that for a little bit crazy. And then immediately it'll show 00, then ESC, and then you can scroll through the settings and make the changes as I've shown you in the diagram over there. Okay, you can run this thing in hybrid mode or off-grid mode. I actually had it not charging for a while. It was in hybrid mode. I changed it to grid tie on settings 13 and 14. Off-grid mode, and then all of a sudden it started charging, and since then I can set it any mode, off-grid or grid tie or whatever, and it'll charge from the generator. So okay.